Okay, today's video is going to be about all of the nitty-gritty gross stuff that I didn't include in my very first video I made for you. I've been getting some questions on the videos that I made, and I realized in that first video that I forgot to include some of the stuff that, is a reality when you're living full-time in a camper. I forgot to include the gross stuff that I didn't really want to talk about that much. So the first thing is the septic situation. So since we don't have a septic system on the property yet, we do have to remove the black water tank from our camper and dispose of it in the correct way. So some options we could have, if we had a septic system on the property, we could just dump directly into that septic system, just like if you were at a campground, but we don't have that. So we either would have to move our camper to a campground or a dumping site and remove the black water that way, which we don't do because our camper is just really heavy. We have a lot of furniture in there. We added the couch and we have that toy box chest we made. So it's really heavy, and it's too heavy to be pulling it and moving it. Plus we're full-time, so we have stuff on the counters like my salt and pepper shakers and plants, and our cats are in there. So it's not feasible for us to be moving it every few weeks just to dump it. It would be a lot of stress and packing everything up, so that if we moved it, all the stuff would be falling all over the place. So we don't do it that way. We bought a mobile septic tank, and we bought the Rhino brand just because it was really tough and durable, and it's worked really, really well. I definitely recommend getting that one and not getting an off-brand one. Like, just spend the extra $100 or whatever and get a good one. So we got the Rhino, the biggest one. I don't know how many gallons that one is. I can probably post it here, some details of that, and I'll post in the description box a link to it on Amazon. So that's what we use to remove the black water into there, and then that thing is really heavy when it's full. I'm not able to move it. My husband is really strong, and he still has some trouble. I mean, he can move it, but it's hard. He puts it on a small trailer and then uses his truck to take that to a local dump site and dispose of it that way, and then we just reuse that mobile tank for that. So we have to do that about every 3 weeks. Sometimes we can make it 4 weeks, every 3 to 4 weeks, and there's just 2 adults using that because my toddler is not potty trained. So then the other thing I forgot to talk about is the cat box. So we do have 2 cats, so we have to have a cat box in the camper. Under our master bed, there is a large storage area that goes to like under the camper, kind of outdoor. It's not heated and cooled and stuff. It's kind of like a little garage down there. We could have put the cat box down there because there's like a laundry chute where there's an opening in our camper where you can open it and have an access point down to that storage. Plus you can lift up the whole bed and get under there, but the cats would need a way to get under there. So that was one option we had, but we decided to not do it that way. We didn't want the cats jumping up next to our bed and going down and in and out all night. We thought it would keep us awake. So what we ended up doing is actually using the storage underneath the dinette seat. Those dinettes are completely hollow underneath there, so it's just full of storage. You can remove the pillows, the seating covers, and the plywood and all of that and get to a large storage area. So it's really big, and it fits a large cat box under there. And we laid down plastic to protect the carpet and stapled that down really well. And then we also put like a cheap rug down that's kind of like a carpet remnant or whatever left over. So we like replace that every 2 weeks. I put a new one down. So the cat box is under there, and then we cut a small hole into the side of the dinette where the cats can go in and out, and my dogs can't get in there and my toddler can't get in there. So the cats are able to go in and out. So we trained them to use that by just slowly moving the litter box closer and putting it in there, but leaving the cushions off until they got used to using it, and we felt that they would use it because cats can be picky sometimes. I just didn't want an accident to happen, and thank goodness an accident has not happened. So they use it. My cats are really, really good with the litter box. I also have a subscription to Kitty Poo Club, which I really recommend. It's very nice to be able to like pack up that box and then recycle it and start over fresh with a brand new box, because I used to clean out my litter box all the time using Pine Sol and hosing it out in the backyard every once in a while, and you just don't have to do that if you use Kitty Poo Club. So that's my favorite part about it. So then another thing I forgot to talk about is the smell in a camper. It's a small area, so you can smell everything. You know, my toddler is wearing diapers, so we're changing a poopy diaper, and you know, the smell is going everywhere because it's a small area. And also, you know, oils in the air after cooking, you know, food smells, things like that. Especially in the winter when we couldn't open up the windows, you know, we had to find a way to help purify the air. So we have an air purifier that has helped a lot. And we just change out the garbage regularly. Obviously, if we just made something with raw meat and put it in the garbage, like, we need to take the garbage out soon because it just starts to stink. So air purifiers are amazing. I have a Scentsy and I have some essential oils that I might diffuse too, and that helps a lot. But just like how the camper gets dirty really fast, but you can clean it up really fast, it gets smelly really fast, but you can clear out the air really fast too. Like, open up a window, it'll cool it down if it's 30 degrees outside in winter, but it you know, it gives you fresh air really quickly, and you know, you can change it pretty quickly in the camper. The last thing that I forgot to talk about is moisture control. So a camper is not insulated the same as a house. So if you're living in it full time like we did, and you're living in it in the winter and doing it the way we did, we had to be very careful about moisture because it was so cold outside and then it was warm inside the camper. It was kind of like when you take a cold glass of water out on a hot day and you put that outside, and the glass starts to sweat and you start to get some moisture accumulating on the outside of that glass. The same thing happens with the camper. The outside is very cold, the inside is very warm, so moisture would accumulate on the walls and in the closets and under the mattress and things like that pretty often in the camper. So we had to make sure we were using a dehumidifier often. I would recommend having 2 of them even, and running fans. That's why we leave the closet doors open a lot, because if you're not careful, then mold can start to grow very quickly, especially under the mattress, because you have your body heat laying on the mattress, and then you have that storage compartment right under the bed. It's cold out there and your body is warm, so that contrast in temperature, moisture will accumulate. So we had to be very careful of mold, and we've been able to take care of that and keep it clean and use some mold killer if we saw some starting, and the dehumidifier makes a huge difference with that. I hope this answers all your questions so far that I've gotten. Mostly have been about the septic situation and the cat box situation. Let me know if I forgot something, and I'm happy to answer more. Bye.